5 most coveted prizes, if you will, trophies and the like in all of sports. And here are the top 5. We've got the yellow jersey at the Tour de France, which is worn by whichever rider is the current leader of the general classification. Miguel Indurain is actually the all-time record holder. He has 5 yellow jerseys. Of course, Lance Armstrong won 7 of them. He had to give all 7 of them back. But there's very few things in sports as recognizable as that yellow jersey. Everyone knows what it is. I also put the Heisman Trophy high on this list. Archie Griffin, as you know, is the only player ever to win it twice. Travis Hunter won it last year. The pose is so iconic. Everyone knows it. The Heisman is the kind of thing, I always say it's the most exclusive fraternity in the history of collegiate sports. The Heisman Trophy most certainly has to go on the list. The green jacket is most certainly on the list. The winner at the Masters, we just saw Rory McIlroy get his. It's all about that jacket. That moment when they slip the jacket onto the shoulders of the winner, I still get goosebumps. Sam Snead was actually the first winner of the Masters who got one in 1949. The jacket is the official attire worn by members of Augusta National, and it is one of the truly great iconic trophies, if it can be described as that, in all of sports. The next one that we put on the list here is the Olympic gold medal. Obviously, there are very few things that are as immediately recognizable as an Olympic gold. And my favorite stat, maybe in the history of sports, is that Michael Phelps is the most decorated Olympian with 23 gold medals. There's no one else in history who has more than 9, which means no 2 Olympians together ever won as many as Michael Phelps did. And you see maybe the most famous American gold medal of all time. And then the next one, you know it, it's the Stanley Cup. When the words are spoken, the cup is in the building. It still makes most people's skin start to tremble a little bit. There it is. The cup is here in the building with us today, and you know the tradition. You know about every player getting his name on that cup. You know about the honor of holding it up over their heads. I have personally witnessed that no player who has never won the cup will ever hold the cup up in the air until they actually earn it. And my favorite tradition, maybe of all, is that every player gets one day with the Stanley Cup. And here he is, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman, as the playoffs are set to start. Always a pleasure to see you, Commissioner.
Good to see you.
How are you?
When you said one's human of the
One
two,
is human.
and then me.
So we have the cup, we have the commissioner, and great to have you here. Okay, let's dive into a few things that happened. Just a few weeks ago, of course, we saw Alex Ovechkin break a record that is held by the greatest icon in the history of the game. One of those kind of records we thought would never be broken. I'm always interested. We made a big deal of it here. Everybody made a big deal of it. What is the impact on the sport when something like that happens?
I think when you see something that you never expected to see, for some people once in a lifetime, it's not just about hockey fans or sports fans. It's an iconic moment that captures everybody's attention, and Alex has been absolutely amazing. The great one, Wayne, will always be the great one, but Alex did something that nobody ever thought would be accomplished, and now people are saying, well, nobody's going to ever break this record. We'll talk about it, or others will, in 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, someday somebody will. And I was moved. We did pretty much our whole morning on it the next day. Mark Messier was with us. The way Gretzky handled it, I thought, was also fabulous. Right?
He was great. And, you know, I got to spend some quality time with him watching games. When it comes to being passionate, knowledgeable, caring about the sport, Wayne has been the consummate ambassador for the game. He is truly remarkable. And even though he no longer holds that record, I think he holds something like 60 others.
Right. That's right. Most points in a season, that has never been even approached.
And
most
Alex,
points in a career.
And Alex handled it well. I mean, he really went on a tear at the end. And I think, you know, after almost 2 decades, he was scoring at a pace greater than he ever did. And for somebody at his age playing our game, it was nothing short of phenomenal.
Well, it's part of passing the torch to the next generation. And I think that you're approaching a time in your sport where we will see that. Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby have been sort of the faces of your league. And as they get older, who are the players right now, for the fans who don't know them as well, who are set to take that torch and run with it?
There are people who say Connor McDavid is the best hockey player on the face of the earth. Austin Matthews in Toronto, Cale Makar in Colorado. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're really fortunate that our players probably have never been more skilled, have never been faster. The next generation, as I suppose in all sports, each generation gets better and better and better.
Certainly get more talented. That's been a big debate here on the show as to whether that makes them better. But let's not. I'm not going to drag you into my nonsense with all of that. I want to talk about the Four Nations. I know it's a few months in the rearview mirror. When I first started reading promos for it on our show, I thought to myself, I have no idea. I certainly would never have dreamt it would be what it was. What is the tangible impact of that on the sport?
Well, a couple of things. One, it demonstrates the passion that hockey players have for our sport and how much they love to represent their countries. International competition. We're going back to the Olympics next year. International best on best in hockey, I think, is unrivaled. And I think people thought that this was just going to be an exhibition tournament, but our players took it really seriously. The viewership, the attendance was all off the charts. The viewership for the last game, Canada versus U.S., the second time, was like last June's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. In North America, I think we were like 16 or 17 million people watching. And what it, again, like what Alex Ovechkin did, it transcended the sport. And at the point in time where there was a little tension between two great countries, Canada and the U.S., historic friends and allies, I think that amped up the emotion a little bit, but it was truly spectacular. And if you don't think that the players were taking it seriously, look at the number of injuries that resulted from the players playing in that tournament.
Oh, I don't think anyone didn't think they were taking it seriously. It was, look, I'm not stunned by things often. The way that thing took off really surprised me, and in only the best possible way.